Welcome to the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
This is the MarcWes Sports Podcast. I'm Marcus Benjamin, Wes Pierre beside me. And it's been a year already. A year of COVID. Can you believe it? This week was the anniversary of COVID. Something that, that changed our lives forever.
Still.
My life, your life, everybody's life. COVID will forever go down in history as the COVID era. And it's been 1 year already. And as far as when it really shook sports in America, because I know everybody kind of remembers where they were when they found out what happened. Like, I remember I was home, I was watching the Heat game, and right after the Heat game was over, they announced it. And I was just like, man, this is real. This is really real. So nobody can go to games. So you already just some sports got shut down. We in March right now. Mm-hmm. It's March Madness, baby, and we're finally gonna get a March Madness tournament, which I'm really happy for. But COVID is something that shut down March Madness last year. We did not get March Madness at all because it happened right now. So they weren't taking a risk with the kids, and I too appreciate that because, we didn't really know the magnitude of what it is because we still dealing with it right now to this day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
To this day.
Yeah, that's crazy. We still have to deal with COVID to this day. Of course, the MarcWes Sport Podcast was created during COVID-19. Everybody had to come up with their own way of passing time, and our main focus is sports. So we created this sport podcast. Now again, I remember exactly where I was. I was just like Marcus. I was at home watching the Heat game, and I think it was supposed to be another game that was supposed to be played. And,
right.
The NBA, shut it down and basically kind of shut it down for the rest of sports. You know what I'm saying? The NBA is the lead when it comes to, speaking their mind about politics, as far as, what we were going through with the police shootings and stuff like that. They took their stance. They was one of the first major sports to actually take a actual stand. I remember where I was at. I was watching the Heat game. I think we won, but still,
it don't even matter.
It don't even matter, because we're in another, we're in another year, but you know how I am. It's all about loyalty with me, but
and the Heat coming though. Don't sleep.
And they coming back right now, to be honest with you. Right now the Heat is tied. Well, I think they're tied or number 4 in the East right now.
Yeah. We are like gonna be in a good playoff spot, but COVID is something that really rocked, the sports world. It just really shutting down, no fans. There's some places that still don't have any fans. There are high school programs that got shut down. There were college programs, football programs that got shut down because of COVID. Florida Memorial, HBCU down here in Miami was supposed to have their first season. So HBCU in Miami, the football hotbed of America, finally going to have their first season in South Florida, and COVID shuts that down.
Yeah, definitely.
So it definitely rocked how sports is covered, even me as a journalist.
Exactly.
I got to be conscious of just, being around these kids because, they're a group of kids. So I keep that sanitizer on me.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And got to keep that mask.
All day. And
got to keep that mask.
And keep that mask all day. Even people without masks.
But yeah, it
people
affected
without masks,
me.
I make sure I stay away because, I'm not sure what you have, or I'm just very conscious for all of that.
Exactly. But yeah, and piggybacking off what Mark is saying, that's the whole reason why it's been a while since I even attended any type of sports event. Chris and, Marcus and even a few of my friends, they know me. I'm a diehard Heat fan. I may not buy the season tickets, but I'm probably gonna go to at least 5 or 6 games during that year.
Believe
when
that.
it comes to the University of Miami, it's all about the U. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know it's all about the
You
U.
see what
the
it
Heat,
is.
and it's all about
see what it
the
is.
Dolphins. So me looking at certain things, like I'm gonna get my season tickets for UM, and for the last 2-3 years, I always caught. Before COVID, I always had season tickets, and I chose not to. So I wasn't able to attend any of my normal outings, going to the whole, tailgating. I remember watching on Marcus, me and Chris, we just went to a University of Miami game, and we were supposed to meet and link up with Marcus, and Marcus was already tore up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So me, I'm looking
that
at it
was,
like, damn, a lot of events that,
that
and
night was
outings.
epic.
Oh yeah, it was definitely, and we won. Was it Notre Dame?
It was Notre Dame. It was that Notre Dame game.
When the stadium was shaking.
It was
You feel what I'm
epic.
saying?
It
It
was
was
epic,
lit. You
man.
feel me?
I mean, besides like not work, it had to be a Hurricanes game. I feel like it was a Hurricanes against like some kind of HBCU or like one of those teams. I went with my dime. We just chilled out. That was probably the last one. And I went to the Heat game with y'all. Then we went to the Dallas game. It was Dwayne Wade's last season.
Okay, I'm
And
feeling
they
some
played
type of
Dallas.
way right now though, because unfortunately Wes was not privy to going to this game. Unfortunately, Marcus, Chris,
Yeah.
but it's all good. Future events, we definitely gonna go ahead and do our thing. But yeah, I mean, it was crazy. But regardless of the fact, it seemed like COVID's gonna be here for a little while. Of course, they got the vaccine. I'm still not taking it anytime soon. But we're gonna go ahead and transition into NBA All-Star weekend. First question for me with Marcus is like, how did you like the whole event, the NBA All-Star weekend? Of course, because it's normally a weekend, but they changed it a little bit because of course COVID. So everything was done in one day. Did you like that? Did you enjoy the All-Star weekend game? Did you not like it? What did you not like about it?
I liked it. I liked the fact that they put it all in one day, actually. Maybe I could have like one light event. Maybe you can have like the Celebrity All-Star game on Saturday night, or something like that, if it wasn't COVID, obviously. But I kind of like the format of the one day for all the events.
Kind of showing you they can do that.
It kind of made it feel like game day a little bit. Because
definitely.
You had the TNT broadcast. Shout out to that team and that TNT broadcast, because they're kind of like the game day of basketball to me. As far as like Shaq, Kenny, and Dwayne Wade now.
Okay.
So I like the fact that you had them in and out of each event. I still like the format as well, where you can win a quarter, because some players want to get in. You don't want to see who's hot, so you do it by quarters. And by the way, Team LeBron is still undefeated, just like we thought, or I thought.
Yeah,
not
you thought that, yeah.
But you lucky. I should have took a ban from you.
Oh yeah, man! I was so happy that we did. Yeah.
It's
Because
all
we were
good,
supposed
though.
to bet, but we didn't leave.
Yeah.
Actually betting. We
Yeah.
actually forgot.
Yeah,
So I think
yeah.
it was the lick. So the lick saved me.
Yeah. Thanks to the praises for you. But anyway,
How did
Team
you like
LeBron, I liked it. I liked the game. I liked the fact that Steph Curry was out there just bombing them, bro. Like, and the best part for me, because I'm not like a big dude. Like, I'm not like a tall dude. So I root for the little niggas. And the little dudes, like, in a row did like alley-oops to themselves. Chris Paul do the alley-oop, Steph Curry did the alley-oop, and I think it was Dame too. Like, those, I love Chris Paul as well, like, all time. Those are like my 3 favorite players probably in the league right now. those are my favorite players, to be honest. Dame, Steph. I mean, Chris Paul, he's on his last leg. This has got to be his last All-Star. You know, he's the reason why some of these other players got snubbed, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, because of Chris Paul, kind of just because he's like that was like a lifetime achievement, you know, type of selection. But, yeah, I liked it. You know, the three-point contest to me was the best because you have the five-pointer, which Steph hit a couple. You know, I think Donovan Mitchell might have hit one too. But I like that. And the fact that Steph Curry won, to me, solidifies that he is one of the best shooters of all time still. You know, like, to me, you can only still argue, I say, Kevin Durant or Larry Bird, to me. Those are only two, to me, that can compare to Steph Curry. But to me, it's still Steph, number one shooter of all time.
Yeah, unless somebody's in his face or if it's playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's playoffs, so you already know how I feel about it.
We already looked at the stats, and we already proved.
But
You know,
still, going back
that's
to
not a
NBA
difference.
All-Star weekend or weekday or just one day. Yeah, I liked it, but I ain't like a lot about it. You know, what I didn't like was the dunk contest. It was trash.
Yeah, the
If
dunk
you're
contest
comparing
is
it to
trash.
great dunk contest, it was trash
But I do like how they did it at halftime. I feel like that was cool.
because
Like,
they knew it was trash. They knew
you know,
that.
I like the fact that they did the dunk contest at halftime.
Because they
Imagine
knew it was-
doing that, like, you know, when that shit is actually good, you know?
But they knew it was trash. That's the whole reason why they had it in halftime. Because again, halftime, what do you normally do? You go get a burger. You go to the liquor store to go restock on alcohol. So they put the dunk contest at a time where they know that most people won't actually be watching. The skills challenge was trash. Luka Doncic, he like bombed. I'm like, yo.
I was thinking Sabonis was gonna win. I was so close to betting that shit too.
It's a good thing
I was
you
really
didn't.
I was like, yo, Sabonis, man.
See, Marcus right now is on a losing streak for when he needs to bet. Cause he was
Yeah,
supposed to come
man.
up off
Like,
me,
damn.
and he was supposed to come up again.
Those damn
with,
Rams
you
last
know.
time with the freaking suicide. Oh, I would have had that.
See, also we had Quavo. The rappers was actually playing basketball. The celebrities, I seen Quavo and
Nah, I
Lil
didn't see
Baby. Quavo and Lil Baby, they was playing. I didn't watch too much of it, but I did see highlights when they said Lil Baby was just trash. He was
For real?
it was
How
2
was 2
Chainz,
Chainz?
2 Chainz and Lil Baby. 2 Chainz is the truth.
Yeah, because I
versus-
know he played.
All right, Quavo and Jack Harlow. Quavo, everybody know he's a baller. And 2 Chainz, everybody know 2 Chainz. I
Is
think
a
he used to
baller.
play
Yeah,
basketball
he used to play.
at one
He
point.
got he got songs about that.
Jack Harlow. I was not paying attention to him, to be honest with you. But regardless of the fact, I was looking at Lil Baby because he's the one that stood out. He stood out the most. He was the wackest on the court. This is supposed to be the actual individuals that are number one in the music industry wise, as sales. And then if you can't play basketball like that, why would the hell would your ass even try to be on that platform to bomb? And that's exactly what he did. He didn't even have bricks. He had like air balls.
J.
like
Cole wasn't in it?
4 or 5 air balls, huh?
J. Cole wasn't in it? Because I seen some videos of him balling.
Lil Durk.
I seen J. Cole. J. Cole could ball. Yeah.
I know Kodak could ball.
Chris Brown could ball too?
Chris Brown can actually ball, but again, I know Quavo can ball, and I know 2 Chainz can ball, and I know Kodak Black can ball. All these other artists, I know you play basketball, but can you really ball?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, again, like Chris said, Dirk can ball. But again, they need to just bring Rock and Jock celebrity basketball game back.
I mean, that's what's gonna happen. You already see what they do with the 5-pointer is gonna go into the 10-pointer. You already see that is what the future is. It's going to be all about the 3-point contest.
Mm-hmm.
That is really going to be the draw. You might maybe want to do that. Nah, you couldn't do that like at halftime because all the good players are going to be in the game. So it's got to be before. That should probably be the first event, and then you roll into something else. But definitely, the All-Star game is something. I mean, it was cool. Giannis ended up winning the MVP just because he banked in a couple of 3-point shots, you know. But yeah, I mean, the NBA really came through despite COVID, had an All-Star game, which I definitely gotta appreciate. But let's talk about the Heat because, you know, the Heat played last night and Dragic really was the dragon last night in that fourth quarter. The dude was just balling, and he was just in the zone. You know, you seen Soul, the Soul?
No.
Or the Disney movie Soul?
I did see it. I did see it. Real good.
Yo, you know when they were like, oh, you get in the zone and you just like, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Soul, it's a Disney movie, but it's, you know, it's really a head for kids. Like, I don't really think kids are really getting really the deep concept of that movie, depending on it. But yeah, the Heat are now fourth in the East. And this is something that me and Wes been predicting. And y'all probably going to say we was homers when you probably seen a podcast before.
No.
But it's really just the Benjamin Report and Wes Rajamas really telling you what's up. And we've always been saying that we have never had a full squad. Even last night, Bam didn't play. But we were on a back-to-back, and we still beat Chicago by 10 or 11 or was, just because Dragic was being aggressive. So F you to people like Colin Cowherd who say we are lightning in the bottle because we have never had a full squad. Like, how often are we playing with our big three or our top one, which is Dragic? He's our number one scorer. You know, like, come on. Like, the Miami Heat is definitely a team that's still going to be competitive in the East. And it really depends on if we could beat the Nets, which I think we can, and the Lakers if AD comes back. No, I mean, those are only two really obstacles to me.
Me personally, I like what we've been saying. We've been saying that the Miami Heat is the truth. We've been saying that they were going to be in the same position. They were in that position last year. To be honest with you, I think we were a little worse last year. I think we
finished fifth.
You feel me?
That's and we're fourth now.
Exactly. So looking at what I was saying earlier, not in this podcast, but previous podcast, where I was like, damn, you know, I know it's saying that we're like 10. You know, like we're number 10 in the East, but the how close it is, all they need to do is just be 500 and they'll be like 4
right.
or top 4 or anything like that. And that's exactly what they did. They wound up going on a run before the All-Star break, you know, or All-Star small break. And then they actually came back. They won a game against Orlando Magic, which made them number 4 in the East right now. So, you know, the Miami Heat is doing what they're normally doing. I already said Eric Spoelstra, he's going to tinker with the roster to see what is the best lineup. It seemed like he has an idea on what individuals play best with each other at this particular time, while at the same time giving players rest and saying that they're injured, because Dragic was able to get rest. You know, Bam was able to get rest. Jimmy Butler was able to get rest, you know. So we're outside looking in there thinking it's an injury. For us, it's really not an injury. For us, we're in the finals.
We're just in the maintenance plan.
Huh?
We're just doing our own maintenance plan.
Exactly, without having to get fined, you know, from the NBA. You know, so we're going to call it an injury. We're going to go ahead and say, you know, they're having a personal problem, you know, and call it a day. But what we are going to do, we're going to play Heat basketball. What we are going to do, we're going to go ahead and continue what we do practicing-wise, you know, being able to have the stamina and the endurance to outlast most individuals. Because most teams have more talent than the Heat. If you really want to if you talking about superstar wise, you know. But again, I think that the Miami Heat still are your traditional.
We're deeper than most. We're mob deep. Man.
Exactly. So
we're only strong survive.
So
we live in this till the day we die. Survival of the fit, only strong survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna transition to the duck of the week, right? With Myers Leonard, the Miami Heat were in the news this week with Myers Leonard, who is a player, hurt right now for the Miami Heat. He's one of the biggest cheerleaders on the Miami Heat bench, but he was in the news this week because he's an avid gamer, and he was
Call of Duty
flagged. Yeah, Call of Duty, and he was flagged for a racial slur, which is racial to Jews. It's a K word. I won't say it. If you should be knowledgeable enough to know what word he used, and he tried to stop himself, but obviously if you're a public guy, which you are, you're an NBA player, people know you, and the NBA and the Miami Heat organization you play for, which the Miami Heat did come out and say that they condone this type of language.
Condemn.
Or condemn, sorry. not condone. So yeah, I mean that's why he's the first of 3 duck of the weeks that we got this week. I mean we're gonna give you the trifecta, and he's the first of the 3. He's the first of the hat trick, which is something that happens at times. I know me growing up, like I'm a little older. I'm not like I wasn't born in the 2000s, so. It's a little different, the era that I grew up.
Okay.
And these type of words were used, and it's not like we meant offense at times. But if you're cool with somebody and you call them that, you don't know, the relationship that person has with that person. So there's been times where I've called my friends faggots all the time, but it's really a term of endearment.
Even though we know what it means.
We know what it means, but like, come on, man. It's like, it's just the era that I grew up in, and stuff like that wasn't offensive back then. And even today, if I'm cool with my ace like that, it's still not gonna be offensive.
Yeah.
But overall, Myers Leonard needs to be pronounced as a duck of the week because you need to be
more aware
of what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that. He, like Marcus said, we're gonna hit you with the trifectas, and Myers Leonard, of the Miami Heat, had to be one of these guys that's on our trifecta. But again, I know that I'm not too mad at him. One, because like people say nigga all the time. People say all type of other, the derogatory slangs or words to different races. Nobody cares. But when it comes to, saying this about a Jewish individual, now people opening their eye. I don't understand why is it like that, because that K word is the same like the N word, the same like when they call Chinese people gooks, or when they call, you feel what I'm saying? Like, why is the Jewish the derogatory name with the K up here, and all the other derogatory names for different races basically don't make the news? It's just kind of like when people do certain things to black people, right, and they don't call it a hate crime, right, but then they do something to a Jewish church and now it's a hate crime, and it's all over. Of course we know it's a hate crime, but it makes news everywhere. But when it happens for another community, there's no news. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I understand Myers Leonard, he should get Duck of the Week because you should be more aware of your surroundings. You a public figure. You're always on that platform just because you're a public figure. You're going to go ahead and play that game. And, you know, even the individual that recorded it, it should have just been something that someone said he said. It shouldn't have been a recording of it. But that's what people do now. And people that's public figures should know that you're always being recorded. Period.
Absolutely.
You know,
so speaking of recording, where like some people do it for their job, you know.
Oh yeah,
where
definitely.
your job, like to me, like I know that I can't curse when I'm on interviewing a kid or being a media professional. That's
Exactly.
something that you just can't do, and
Exactly.
you can't use a racial slur.
Well, if you're trying to move far in the industry, you can.
If you're trying to keep your job,
Exactly.
Like what the hell, you know, because you just can't do like stuff like that, and especially if you're on air. And sometimes this mic right here that I'm holding in my hand, that thing is hot sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
We seen a few analysts or sports broadcasters lose their job because they was thinking that the mic wasn't hot and it was hot.
Yeah.
And they had to resign or they got fired immediately.
Speaking of which, there was a high school announcer this week that you know, while the national anthem was playing, I believe so it was a girls basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
Where some of the players kneeled, and there was a comment with the N-word used about these individuals that kneeled. Of course, the announcer did not know it was hot, but of course you realize how, you know, terrible that was of him. That's why he's the second Duck of the Week. Come on, man. Like, I mean, even if you feel that way, obviously, I live in America. I know a lot of people feel this way, but you got to be more conscious of that. And then it came out that he blamed it on his diabetes.
On his health.
No, real talk. He said that the reason why I came out and said that, the reason why you didn't realize that the microphone was hot is because he didn't take his insulin shot or whatever. His sugar was spiking. So it causes him to say outlandish stuff.
Really? And
are you serious, bro? Like what? Come on, man.
See, but you gotta you really gotta think about it though. Like, it goes back to that privilege that we were talking about in previous podcasts, where his apology is not apology, one, and two, you feel like the masses is gonna believe that bullshit that you're saying. Like you're gonna say that, oh, I didn't know what I was saying because my sugar was spiking. Really? It's just like some people when they're on alcohol, they're drinking and they're drunk, and they tell you the truth, right?
Right.
They tell you how they really feel about you.
You know?
Right? And then I'm supposed to go back.
He probably took a shot before he got on air.
See, but still, again.
It's like, I got to do another girls basketball game. I hate girls basketball.
But again, you're normally speaking your truth without having to worry about, this, that, and the other. That caution that you normally would have if you was just sober, that's gone. So me looking at that guy, he definitely needs to get Duck of the Week. But, I'm not too mad at him because he's just being him. I'm just mad at the people that hired people like that, because you got to understand, at the end of the day, he's just a product of what really is out here. If he's like that, imagine the person that hired him. Normally, birds of a feather flock together. And just because you the one that got caught. But this is how y'all talk. Same thing like a few years ago, the former owner of the Clippers was being recorded, and he was saying how Even Jewish people in Israel look at black people. It's the recording. He said that they look at black people worse than dogs. And he's a billionaire. He don't know that he's getting recorded. So he's speaking his truth, or really the truth. And look, when you get caught, you're going to apologize. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. The NBA was smart. They knew to turn their back on him because, again, the problem that we always have, even talking about them NFL owners, and we like, why you don't have this coach being hired? And we're talking about this, that, and the other because, again, that owner got caught. Different sport, but that owner got caught for doing something crazy. We got to shun him and let the world know that we're not with him when really we all are the same.
Speaking of NFL owners, man, like Jerry Jones gave Dak Prescott one of the most impressive contracts. Got to give him credit just because he's a black quarterback, and from what I've seen interviews, he seems like a real down-to-earth guy. He didn't have a silver spoon in his mouth from what I saw. So I'm happy for him and his come up. But the Jerry Jones, man, he came out in the press conference, and first of all, Dak Prescott got I believe a 4-year, $160 million contract. $126 million, I believe, was guaranteed.
I guarantee.
Which is, man, wow. Like, that's a lot for a quarterback like him. And Jerry Jones said basically the first thing that I really thought when I heard that news. I was like, yo, that for Dak Prescott? Come on, man. I mean, like I said, give you props or whatever, but you are okay. You're not like a Pat Mahomes. You're not like a Deshaun Watson. You're not like a Russell Wilson. To me, you're not like a Josh Allen. You're not, on that level to me. And those are the quarterbacks I would give that type of money. So it's just another product of the Dallas Cowboys failures to me. Yeah, they're going to continue to be in the bottom of the NFC least.
But I agree.
Because it is the NFC least, and it really does hurt my heart because I do root for the Giants, and they're in the NFC least.
But I agree with what you're saying.
But I understand, I guess, paying for Dak, but I don't know about that much.
Nah, I agree with Jerry Jones 110% in this situation here because right now, you don't really have no quarterbacks in the league like right now. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes. You're talking about Tom Brady that's retiring. You're talking about Aaron Rodgers that will be retiring. You're talking about Phillip Rivers that retired. You're talking about Drew Brees that's going to retire. You feel me? All the elites that I'm saying right now. Who else? You're talking about Russell Wilson. I think he's 30 years old right now. He got maybe another 10 years. So cool, no problem. You're talking about Lamar Jackson. May not have a long career because of his game style and running. Because you see how Cam Newton is, looking right now. All them years that the Panthers.
I heard Cam Newton also got renewed with the Patriots.
Yeah, he renewed this week. But again, that's just a patch.
So we're gonna have Cam Newton for one more year, Patriots fans.
It's just a patch. But for me, I'm looking at the Jerry Jones situation, and when you have a league that barely has any quarterbacks right now, the ones that do have their quarterbacks, they're gonna pay them. And look, they redid Tom Brady contract with Tampa to make sure he stayed for another year or two. Cool, no problem. But when you have a league that don't have quarterbacks, right? Wouldn't you overpay for something that's gonna give you wins? It's not
what,
like you're
8-8. You know the
But
Dallas Cowboys just gonna go 8-8, man. They're not a team unless they fix that defense, because that defense is where you really got the problem. I mean, Zeke is gonna give you what he can. You got Amari Cooper, so you're good as far as your skilled players, and that O-line is straight. It's that defense. But if some of that money went to the defense, maybe they'd have a chance. But they just gonna be 8-8. But I do appreciate them obviously giving Dak the money. But the thing I wanted to bring this up is because Jerry Jones said anything special that I overpaid for. Every time.
And who you talking about? Dion?
I mean, probably. He's probably. But he didn't pay Emmett back in the day when he was getting the last contract.
Why would you pay the running back?
I understand that as a businessman, but you can't be saying.
No. Think about it. He's saying it as endearment for Dak. Like,
but this is a backhanded endearment, though.
He's saying these motherfuckers saying that you not even that good, but because I fuck with you, I'm gonna pay you more just so you can stay here.
Yeah, but
that's what he mean. Other people gonna take it another way, but you gotta understand, we're not billionaires. Billionaires will say certain things and don't even know that they're fresh now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a backhanded compliment. If I ever heard one,
I don't mind.
Oh yeah, that's basically. You couldn't have just said, yeah, that's why I like to go for quality and not quantity.
I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you with the left and right now. All right, you Dak. Do you care that he said that? You want that deal, right?
Apparently he does, because he was offended by it. I saw he was saying that he doesn't like that it's being portrayed that it's a gamble on him. He's offended, and he said that publicly.
See, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's talking about Jerry Jones. This is what everyone is saying. Everyone is saying that he shouldn't be getting paid this money. This is not just Jerry Jones. And Jerry Jones saying everybody telling me not to pay you this money. And I'm like, hell nah. I fuck with you. I'm going to pay you that money because I want you to play for me. That's what I think Jerry Jones is saying. Other people may look at it different. Again, think about it. If it's Deion Sanders, what you pay for? If he overpaid for
Deion Sanders, though.
Michael Irvin. When it
that's
came to
Michael
Tony
Irvin,
Romo,
though.
Tony. Even Tony Romo, I don't even like
Tony Romo is where he messed up. He shouldn't have paid for Tony Romo.
Why?
What did Tony Romo give him?
No.
Nothing.
The problem with the Dallas Cowboys when Romo was there was Witten. T.O. said it.
Was Witten a tight end?
T.O. said it.
Are you actually blaming a tight end?
Let me explain something to you.
Over a quarterback?
The same way
I understand he said that's from a quarterback.
The same way how they go ahead and crab at OBJ for wanting the ball. Jarvis Landry for wanting the ball. The tight end ain't going to get you 50 yards up the field. He's going to get you 5, 6, 7,
but that's
possibly
not Jason
10 yards.
Witten's fault.
Who got the most yards? And that's what T.O. was saying even when T.O. was there. T.O. didn't have a problem with Dallas Cowboys. He's just like, why are you always just throwing to him? You got me here. You got this. I forgot who was on the opposite end. You got all these people that's down the field that you can hit for 50, 60, 40 yards or whatever like that. You getting 10 yards. What that's going to do? It ain't going to take us nowhere. You get 5 first downs and you still at the 40-yard line. What that's going to do? Nothing.
That's exactly what you're going to get with Dak Prescott. All he's going to do, he doesn't throw the ball downfield.
He had no wide receivers. Now he got Lamb now.
He had Amari Cooper.
Cooper, the first year he was balling. The second year he was gooking. Tell me I'm tripping.
Tell me
I'm tripping.
I don't know, man. I'd have to look at the stats about that.
The first year he was balling. Second year he was gooking.
I think it really all depends on Zeke, though. If Zeke balls, then they're going to ball.
Zeke ain't going to ball,
but Zeke already got his money, so
Zeke ain't going to ball.
Zeke, to me, is on chill mode,
Look, piggybacking off what you said, he slipped off of Emmitt Smith and not paying him that money. So, mental note, he like, damn, I ain't going to make this happen again. I'm going to go ahead and pay him. But you should have did it with Emmitt and not with him. Because look, I mean, he hasn't played a healthy season, you know, since he got that money. No.
Yeah.
Who?
Who?
What they call it? Zeke.
He had a healthy season last season.
Did he produce?
I mean,
Yes or no?
no, because
the same year that you got the bread?
see,
That's crazy.
See this, yeah, that's how that happens.
Year? Like no,
the same year you got the bread, that's how it happens. That's everybody.
That's not everybody.
To be honest,
that's not everybody.
To be honest, the year you get the bread, like you,
that's not everybody.
You was not pushing as harder as when you couldn't eat.
That's not everybody. Cause look, I'm gonna use the
it's
best
not everybody, but it's most.
Cause I'm like,
and football players, especially
running
backs.
But I'm going back to what people saying. Like you seen you know it's all about the you. You feel me? You remember Ed Reed when we was playing in the championship game, you know, or whatever it was, and he was snapping at him. You feel me? I ain't come over here to do this. You feel me? Do that. You know, I don't remember the speech exactly, you know, but some people have that extra. I don't need I know I'm getting paid. I don't care. You know, I'm waking up to play the game that I love.
I feel you, but those are Hall of Famers, obviously.
And then you gonna have people like Zeke and these other people that's gonna be half stepping. If I gave you that bread,
Zeke,
no.
Zeke
if I gave you that
like
bread, I know you gonna do
look at Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson balled for when he set the record or whatever he set for running as a running back, and then all of a sudden he got paid, and what happened to him? He disappeared.
What team he was playing for?
It don't matter.
Nah.
I'm
telling you,
bro,
what team was he playing for? Tennessee, right?
Yeah, so
the other running back, right? Who's the next running back that's a Hall of Famer already?
What you talking about?
The running back for Tennessee right now.
Oh, Derrick Henry? What?
He's doing the same thing, but he have a wide receiver. You feel me? He got receivers. He got other things around him. Who was the quarterback when CJ 2K was playing for Tennessee?
To be honest, the only reason why why Zeke didn't ball last year is because
he was in Cancun.
No,
vibing.
Because you had Andy Dalton, and who's the other quarterback that was I don't even remember his name. Remember Dak Prescott got hurt this season.
So wouldn't you overpay for Dak?
I mean, it makes sense, but it's not gonna do nothing for your team.
Because you gotta understand, same reason why we don't want to.
It's not gonna do nothing for the Dallas Cowboys to really make. I mean, loyalty is everything, and I understand that. If you want to be loyal, that's cool. But
hold up,
if you're really trying to win, I'm sorry,
I don't
think Dak Prescott will make it to a Super Bowl.
Real to real. Like
he's not making it to a Super Bowl. He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback to me.
Oh,
and he's not going to make it to the Super Bowl. So why would you pay all that money for a player that is going to get you possibly to a divisional playoff round game and lose?
Because you got to understand, man, it's a game.
He's not going to be Brady. He's not going to be Mahomes. He's not going to be Rodgers. He's not going to be
It's a game.
Deshaun
It's a game
Watson.
That they have to play.
Might not be Josh Allen.
It's a game that they have to play. Notice that majority of these teams that win Super Bowls or titles in the championships like the NBA, the NFL, hockey, whatever, normally they don't keep the core. Why? Because motherfuckers want to get paid. Right. And the market is going to set that standard. If they saying the wide receiver for this year, so if their top wide receiver should be getting paid $20 million, even though you know and I know they should only really be getting paid 12, 13. So you're gonna I'm gonna tell my agent don't shoot for the 20.
Yeah, just like
I'm just saying, Chris.
Yeah.
You're not gonna tell your agent shoot for the 20,
even
though you know you're supposed to be getting like 12.
Does. That's what Tom Shady does, and he did that again this week. By the way, he took less again this week.
Because he know the game.
He got signed for another, I think, 3 years.
Listen to me.
Something like that.
He knows the game.
He's going to probably be in contention for another championship at least for the next 2, at minimum, years. Maybe even 3.
Because he knows the game.
Tom Brady is on some other stuff if he is going to be playing for another 3 years. Like what in the world is he doing? What is Giselle feeding this dude if he is going to be playing to damn near 50 or something like that, yo, it's some kind of conspiracy got to be going on. The fix got to be in.
It's a game. You got to understand how to play.
Tom Brady has to be involved with the mafia, with the refs, some kind of like things like that. Because they be tapping each other on the field. You seen that, right? I know you've seen that meme. I'm like, why is he so cool with the refs? Like they his uncles. You know.
See, but you got to know how to play the game. Again, he's playing the game. You feel me? The game is, I'm going to say what's up to the referees. I ain't going to be cursing them out. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to shower them with love. So when it's a 50-50, they're going to give it to me in my favor. When it comes to Tom Brady or Tom Shady playing the game again, it goes back to the contract. The quarterback is normally the head of the show. If I'm taking less so I can go ahead and build more around me, cool. You feel me? We're going to win more championships. You see, he got 7. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to play the game. Most people are blinded by money. And at the end of the day, if I got 200 million or if I got 250 million, some people might be like, yo, you got 50 more million. But me, I'm not even going to live to see the end of the 200 million that I got. So to make my life a little easier, would I take less? Yes. It's just like those individuals that work all day. They get paid all this money, $300,000, right? But they have no life. They have no social life because they're at work all day.
Yeah.
They're always mad. No, I want to be taking less money, happy because I'm winning, happy because I'm always going to a championship.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it's a game. He knows how to play the game. So again, when it comes to Dak is an individual like we're minorities. Our family probably never would have ever seen that type of bread. So again, I understand, and I know the NFL, it means not for long. You're gonna go ahead and try to get that money right now. So I understand Dak. You feel me? But again, if you know that this is your team, let's just say Tua, the Miami Dolphins. Tua can be asking for the max every time, and now you have nothing around you, and you mad. You have nothing around you to build. You took all the bread.
Just like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes did the same thing. Like, he could have literally probably gotten the, best contract in history like Dak Prescott. To me, Dak Prescott has a better deal than Pat Mahomes right now. And Pat Mahomes has already won a championship and already won an MVP and been to Super Bowl and lost, but still been to the Super Bowl already twice in his career, and won that one. So, yeah, he is a player that's playing the game raw right now. Another person that was trying to play the game raw was it Damon? What's the baseball player's name? Johnny Damon. Johnny Damon.
Third duck of the week.
Johnny Damon is our third duck of the week who was trying to play the game raw and be, rubbing elbows with Blue Lives Matter to get him out of a jam. That's what Johnny Damon was trying to do. And those who don't know Johnny Damon, he's a baseball player, really good one, by the way. Former baseball player, played for the Red Sox and Yankees. I believe he won with the Yankees and Red Sox, both of them. He did the double. So he was their leadoff hitter, hit big home runs in World Series games. I only catch whenever I do catch baseball. It's the World Series. I watch that. So he was in a jam with his wife, I believe, and his wife was acting out of pocket, using her white privilege, trying to play the blue card, the Blue Lives Matter card. And the question really I want to ask you, Wes, is was he really using his Blue Lives Matter card? Was he using his white card, or was he using his celebrity card?
I mean, I think he was using a little bit of all of them, to be honest with you, because, in that same situation, like you're gonna try to use whatever you can to get out of the situation. I don't blame him on that, especially if it's a DUI. You know what I'm saying? But again, you know, like going back, you know, it's different. You know, when it comes to if he wasn't a celebrity, he could have been using white privilege. If he was a black player, you know, same person, just black, he could have been using a celebrity.
Yeah, definitely. So, if he was black, they would say he was using his celebrity.
You know what I'm saying? But again,
there ain't no black privilege.
See. But again, going back to what I was saying, like in that particular situation, I would have used whatever I can to get out of the situation. I'm just being real, you know. Like so can I knock him? I can't really knock him because I ain't trying to get a DUI.
Right.
Like, I ain't trying to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm a celebrity, and then I'm gonna have this on my name, you know, for my legacy. You know, because it comes with legacy when it comes to these celebrities. You know, so hey, especially if you're an individual that's known for not getting in trouble, you're always the calm person, the same person. But again, everybody's human. You know, so. Can I knock him? No, I'm not gonna knock him. I would have did the same thing. I would have used whatever I can to use to get out of the situation. So
yeah. So, but he does complete the trifecta. He completes the hat trick. So if you got a hat, you know, you're supposed to throw it off like that. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
Hat trick. You know, but three ducks of the week. For this week,
it's all good. We'll have plenty more to come, but
and then the last thing was just pretty much I wanted to ask you two like what sports training do you think you would fare better at? So pretty much if you had to go to a basketball camp or a football camp or a soccer camp, what training do you think that you would do best at? Why do you think you would do the best at that certain sport?
Me, I think football would be like the one that I choose. Why? You know, I used to play football, so it's all good. I know the certain trainings that they got to go with it, and you get a lot more rest when it comes to football. You know, there's a lot of downtime. You know, not as much as baseball. Even though that's not part of the topic, but you have soccer, stamina. You need that. You know, when it comes to basketball, stamina, you need that. You feel what I'm saying? Like you can be the best player in the world, but if you don't got the stamina, you out of there. Whereas football, you know, like you playing, but sometimes you could take a break because you know that it's the playing for you. You know, like it is what it is. I'm just being real. Yeah. But I'm just looking at it and I'm like, you know, it's not that serious with basketball. You know, basketball, you're gonna have to worry about the stamina too, but not as much as soccer and basketball, because basketball you're running back and forth from the court. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's a loose ball and you stole the ball and like look. And then when it comes to soccer, like, yo, I don't even know the sport too much, but I know that you got to run all day. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see that many substitutions in soccer. They expect you to be fit.
You only get 3. You only get 3 substitutions.
You know what I'm saying? So
and
3?
You only get 3 substitutions.
Oh, so look, like,
all
come
the
on.
rest of them, they got to run that whole time.
See what I'm saying? So, yeah, definitely. And you know who's getting a substitution? The stars. You feel what I mean?
Right.
Everybody else, y'all going to stay on the court. So, like, you're going to be huffing and puffing, and I ain't trying to huff and puff. I'm trying to be on the on football on field, you know, take some plays off because I know it's a pass play and I'm the running back or whatever like that, and call it a day, you know. And not just that, but I don't need to play offense and defense. I could play one or the other. You know what I'm saying? So more break time for your boy. So that's why we'll go ahead and make a play on.
Naturally, of course, I'm gonna say football, man. But like you made me convinced even more by what you said. Like I got all this chill time. You know, I could trick people, be like, yeah, I'm about to run an out route, but I ain't really doing that. I'm just gonna really run a hitch. You know, I could take plays off. You know, I could just talk smack in between plays. You know, definitely. And it's the game that I know the most. Mm-hmm. So it's like, of course, it would definitely be football. But for me, I would say the most benefit that I would get from would probably be boxing, dog. Like, just for me, I would just want to do boxing more, but what I'm gonna be best at. Yeah, training wise, just because I know it's gonna train my endurance, gonna train my strength, it's gonna train my mental, it's just the amount of training that would happen to me mentally and physically. I would take that over training football. But if I just want to chill, yeah, and just have fun, because I just love playing football anyway. Catching, even throwing, like, just it's great. Or playing DB, like DB is I love playing DB, baiting, love baiting people, man. It's great. So definitely football. So of course I would naturally say that. Anybody who would know me knows I would play football anyway. Catching a bomb on somebody, there's no greater feeling. You got getting an interception, pick 6 on somebody. Is no greater feeling. Those are the two greatest feelings: pick 6 and bombing somebody. That is good too. That is somebody, that is like one of the best.
Only thing I ain't trying to do in basketball is like get the charge.
But blocking somebody is like one of, especially for me being a short dude, like blocking somebody, like, I got you, bruh. Got your ass. You ain't see me.
Get that ish out of here.
You ain't see me, bruh. So, and especially because I'll just use my quickness out there with football, because that's all you need. I wish I knew soccer like that, just because it's just, man, it just looks prettier. It's like, but it is what it is. But that's going to wrap it up for the MarcWes Sports Podcast. That's all we got for y'all this week. Happy March Madness. Happy to your brackets. If you got a bracket, if you're not doing a bracket out there, by the way, I feel like you're not American. Like, that's how I feel. Like, brackets are coming up this week, and like, I've been doing brackets forever. I've been trying to get all y'all to do it, but y'all don't really know.
Especially this year. This year right now with the COVID, the teams ain't even.
What? It's like $20, $30, $40. Like, what do you? March Madness. I mean, I don't really know who teams are really good, but they're obviously seeded. I know Gonzaga is number 1 right now. Gonzaga is a team out in Washington, and they notoriously always good. This is like a Christian private school out there. It's in like northwest of the part of the U.S. Kelly O was from Gonzaga. John Stockton is from Gonzaga. So that's a team that's number 1 right now. But March Madness is great because you get to bet on the individual games and the tournament. Most people just do the tournament in itself and just see who gets the best out of their bracket. And it's always fun. Yeah, I mean, March Madness is the most bet on event in sports history. Yeah. Yeah, March Madness is more bet on than anything else. Yeah, because it's single elimination.
So we understand
that's the great part about it. I mean, football is single elimination too, but obviously football is more physical, so you can't do it like every other day and week.
So we definitely understand why they don't want to pay college players. Well, even though it's changing.
Yeah,
all
it's
that
changing.
Money you saying like what? Like what?
Yeah, it's changing, and that bell. Yeah, the bill just got put in, so hopefully that'll happen, and we'll get NCAA, and Wes, you can't see me as NCAA, bro.
Oh, it's all good.
You can't see me, bro.
It's all good. I don't. Hey, what you talking about? What in brackets?
Yeah, NCAA football, the video game.
Oh nah, you tripping? I put bread on that.
We could do this, man.
Oh, see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play it on the new Xbox. What is not the Xbox? Xbox X? Yeah, we'll play it on the Xbox X, and I'll definitely show you. You feel me? Because if you really want to be technical, like I said before, like Madden is not too far from NCAA. I'm just telling you that now. Yeah. And I was serious in that.
I could do Madden too. So, I could do Madden too, but I prefer NCAA. You already know.
Don't worry about it. We'll try to get both.
But till the next episode. This is the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
Peace.